not doing that.
What you mean?
We're not doing that.
That was a simple question. Do you like ketchup?
We're not playing. No ketchup, tomatoes. No, we're not doing that. No.
So ketchup and tomatoes is different, is what you're saying?
I'm saying they are. If you eat them, the way you eat them, yes, they do it. They taste completely different. Ketchup is doctored up tomato. Yes.
Right. So you don't like the natural tomato?
No, I don't like the natural made tomato. I like the liquefied tomato. But then no, you got V8. That's liquefied tomato. So whatever however they doctor up the ketchup, yeah, that's my friend.
You don't like V8?
Hell no, not the vegetable one. Nah, that's like some of y'all drinks.
Nah, I heard it's good if you got a hangover though.
Yeah, I don't get drunk, so I ain't got to worry about that one.
I don't have hangovers. That's just what I heard.
Got you.
But,
okay.
Y'all ready?
Boss. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast, where we discuss, debate, review, and sometimes argue on movies and TV shows, old and new. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jazz. I am joined with my co-host Jason. How are you feeling this evening?
I'm good. How you doing today, Jazz?
I'm good. Thank you. And our other co-host, Kris, how are you feeling this evening?
Can't complain. How y'all doing?
Well, Jason doesn't want no V8.
Jason doesn't like apples. He's special.
Which is so weird.
Apples are nasty. That's definitely bottom three fruit.
Bottom three?
Which is how you put the tomatoes down there. Tomato is number one. It's the worst. Apples is definitely number two. I can't think of what number three is off the top of my head, but it's definitely some more bad fruits out there.
I feel like you can't even count tomato because like that's like separate. It's a fruit, but like come on.
No, it's a fruit. It's scientifically proven as a fruit. You're not fighting scientific facts.
Now we believe in science, Mr. Dinosaur's not real. Gotcha.
Okay.
You're not. Wait. No. We're not comparing dinosaurs to a tomato because we know we can get science. We could get a tomato. We could cut it open. Go find me a dinosaur, and then we can talk about the dinosaur. Until you can find one, we ain't talking about it no more.
Gentlemen.
Period.
Neither one of these things y'all are talking about is related to the movie that we are reviewing today. So y'all go ahead and hold off. Jason, you go ahead and search. Let me finish my intro. A little bit of science,
technology, advancements. All this got something to do with this movie. What you mean?
Jason.
I thought Jason was trying to find a fruit in the movie. Like, give us a fruit on the table. What you talking about?
Some vegetables in the movie, no fruits.
All right. Sure. So the movie we will be reviewing today, this is our episode 42. Oof, we getting close to 50, but we already know what our episode 50 is going to be. But you only know if you listen to our episodes a few weeks back. Just go back to that one. What it was, 36 weeks. Yep. Gotta go check that one out. But today we are reviewing M3gan. Yes, it was a highly anticipated film that dropped earlier.
What? What's the movie called, Jason? Because I know I want to make sure everybody knows.
Oh, Jason said
M3gan. We watching M3gan. That's what we're reviewing today.
Okay, I was just, because there may be another M3gan out there. I want to make sure everybody. Sorry, Jess. We're just.
Nah, it's good that we get the right M3gan. But yes, as of right now, I do not know if she is on streaming platforms yet. But then check her out in theaters. So this is your spoiler alert as well. Since we're going to review, we're going to spoil it. So before you turn the pod off, please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review. Once you checked out this film, come back and listen to our review and what we had to say. I'm excited for this review for multiple reasons. I'm finally yeah. I'm gonna let y'all know I'm gonna be silly on this episode.
I'm just glad she finally seen it because I know she was questioning like, man, this gonna be some trash. It was
I don't think I was just thinking of her like Chucky cousin.
Oh, okay. So I see where Jay's coming from.
Right, but so yeah, that's your spoiler alert. Jason, Kris, who's gonna lead us down the M3gan train?
Go ahead, Jason.
Got you. All right, M3gan, man. This was a movie I took my daughter to go see it. She enjoyed it. I tried to take my next daughter in line. She was upset. She loves dolls, and I knew when I took her, she was gonna be upset about it because, like I said, she sleeps with a doll. She keeps a doll around here at all times. So I don't even know why I even did that, but here we are. Here we are. This was written by Akela Cooper. This was a shock to everybody. She's a Black writer. Some of her notable work: she did an episode of American Horror Story in season 6.
Okay,
she did a few. She did a few episodes of Luke Cage on Netflix. Since we was talking about you people a minute ago, she wrote a few of the episodes of Tron Uprising.
Oh, Tron, okay. Jazz got triggered. She went back. She was like 36. She was like, whoa. Oh, okay, good.
She wrote a few episodes of the Tron Uprising. For her most notable, I feel like Jazz really enjoyed this as well, but I know I did, was Malignant. Malignant? I think that's how you say it.
I think so. Yeah, the horror movie. Is it a Netflix horror movie?
No, it is not. It went to the theaters, but it was on HBO. We watched it on HBO with the crazy twist. I feel like the girl is the same girl. Is that her? Was that her?
What you mean?
The main girl in this movie, it looked like her.
I don't know, but I probably know where you recognize her from.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, let's get into this M3gan talk. The movie starts out looking at a commercial for this perpetual pet toys. A lot of these toys are just like this today. You feed them, they poop, they piss, they annoying as hell. So yeah, I'm gonna be triggered this entire episode. What, Kris?
You didn't. So I don't have kids, so I wouldn't know. But like, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. And of course, they're comparing or making them compatible with tablets. So you got a physical toy you can play with. You got a different toy to make it grow, make it feed, make it get bigger. So when y'all saying this, open this thing, how y'all feeling so far?
And things was ugly. They was some creepy little. Honestly, I feel like, okay, spoilers. The movie wasn't really that scary, but if that was if those were M3gan, then yeah, we got some problem. Like them little things running around. Yeah, that would have been it. But nah, it was weird. It was creepy. Always takes me back to Black Mirror. Like, leave technology alone, please. But
Right. I will say, when I first saw them, I don't know if y'all remember these. These came out in the 90s, the Tamagotchis.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that's what these little creatures reminded me of, like Tamagotchis and gremlins, because their teeth were extremely creepy because they was just like, they could just chomp down. I'm like, oh, they about to bite somebody. But I was just curious, like, okay, where is this going to go? I was like, okay, they're going to try to advance some toys because they got these little critters. And then that's how you get M3gan later down the line. But then we see the couple in the car with Katie in the backseat, and she has one of these toys. And when I first saw this thing, I was just like, all right, something crazy about to happen. It's a bad snowstorm too, and they driving. Man. I'm like, yep, I don't need to see anything else. I automatically knew where the scene was going. And I just thought it was funny because she had one of the toys. Why you make that face, Jason?
Nothing.
But
you go ahead.
I'm sorry, you was bleeding. I just go ahead. My bad.
No, you good. I was, looking. I was looking up Gemma, trying to see where I knew her from. But now I know.
Oh, you were supposed to wait, but we got the couple driving and they're talking, and then why you let? Look it up too.
No, I knew. You talking about the main lady.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm disappointed.
Yeah,
but
I would think Jason would be no.
But me and Jazz had a conversation previously as we was loading this up, so that's probably, well, we're gonna see. We'll see. You can continue, Jazz, with the snowstorm, driving through it, which I hate doing. What about you?
I don't drive through snowstorms.
Why'd you ask her? Jazz be wearing hoodies and we be freezing. Hoodies and shorts, we be freezing. Yeah.
Just for fun. Man, this movie, I think one theme I think this movie kept playing is something that we do that I always consider or think about just in real life is the things that we give the children. Like we do it out of convenience for whatever we're doing at that time. So it can be, I don't just think about, since COVID happened, most parents, they work from home now. So you working from home, trying to do your job, whatever it is, trying to focus in, and you have a child that's with you, and it's hard to keep them focused. There's only so much you can do, like trying to balance both of them. So you give them something, give them a tablet, you give them a toy, something, and that's typically what consumes them in that moment. And you see how Katie reacts with this toy. She loves it. She loves what is it, Leroy? Like, why did they name this toy Leroy? Second, it's
that
Leroy.
was not the name.
It wasn't Leroy.
I don't remember Leroy. That seemed like a name I would remember.
Yeah, Leroy. Yeah, she called it that little, for her toy was Leroy. That was their toy name. I'm sorry you don't remember.
This movie just got funnier for Jazz, by the way. But just because Leroy is freaking hilarious. Her perpetual pet name was Leroy. Leroy, they in the car, they have to stop it. They hit brakes, the toy gets thrown out. She's tripping out. She take her seatbelt off to go save this toy. Mom's flipping out. She's freaking out in the car. She finally gets it. She picks it up, and they just stop in the middle of the road. And of course, the dad calls out, what's going to happen? We can't just be sitting here. A snowplow going to come. He was like, yeah, and how long will that take? Of course, they get smacked. They get smacked soon as this happens. And then we find out, we learn about Gemma. Gemma is at work. She's working on, we know it's the M3gan doll at this point, but she's trying to keep it. She's keeping it on the wraps. She done basically, I don't know if this is embezzling money or however she used the company's fund to try to purchase this doll. But the boss, he wants something cheaper, inexpensive, because now there's a new doll called the Furzies, the cheaper version of what they have, which is a knockoff. How y'all feeling about this?
It was just, all right, so now you got to figure out something that is more convenient for people, that's going to grab their attention, but also not break their pockets. It's funny because the knockoff one was like, you can feed it and then you can tell it's moved by its butt. And I was just like, bruh, like, it was just, and Jim was just like, this is a knockoff. We don't have to worry about that, because she wanted to let David, who was the boss, know what they were working on, but M3gan wasn't ready. But she got her face that day. And then we see the reaction of like simple responses they were saying to her. And I think it was, if she got scared, she had a space of like sarcasm, like, bitch, I don't get scared. And Gemma was just like, what's going on there? Right. It's funny how she ignored a lot of the red flags.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say, like, at some point, like, realistically, this movie shouldn't have happened. But like, come on, man, what are you doing?
Yeah. Everyone was just like, yeah, let me get a checkbox of things that shouldn't happen, and once I hit all of these, let's make it go. Let's go from there. Yeah, that has. Yeah, let's create a doll that can learn on the fly. And adapt to everything around her. Let's do that and make that the thing that we give kids in their home.
So a baby Ultron, a baby Ultron.
I said you didn't teach me those parameters, so give it to me now. Let's see what we could do once you teach me the parameter. Of course, the M3gan doll, it blows up during the demonstration. David is pissed off. He wants to know how much money was spent on this. His money was spent on this, and tell her, now we got to move up the perpetual pet, the perpetual pet deadline, because we got to get out here, because they're already about to beat us. Then we find out, well, she finds out, because we know her sister and her husband has been killed, but Katie has survived this car wreck, and she takes Katie into custody. Soon as she gets Katie to the house, man, the dog jump on the car. This would have made me mad. I would have took the dog out at this point.
His time is coming. Don't worry.
Jason's like, I would have got there before. Never mind.
And I like the call back here, because she was like, hey, I do apologize for the dog. We can use You can use my water hose to clean your yard. He was like, no, I don't want to keep messing with the chemicals that you spraying. I'm not doing that. Like, just keep your stuff off my yard. He said, well, maybe you should just fix the fence. And the I don't, it's kind of weird because I don't know how you determine who fixes a fence because it's in the middle. Like,
Right.
who determines who determines that? Jazz, you a homeowner. You may know better than I do.
I live in a townhome, so when it comes to fence, nah. But actually, because they like when you got your property, you already have the dimensions of what is exactly yours. But when it comes into a fence, if it's on your property, then I guess that entire fence is yours. So you're supposed to fix it. So it might be that kind of situation, but I don't know.
Yeah, so we get Gemma. I want to say Gemma for some reason. I don't know why. Is that the lady name from the Marvel TV show? Gemma? That was her name? On that you know what I'm talking about?
I know Gemma, she was the mother in Sons of Anarchy. But
I know you're talking about.
Gemma Chan is one of the actresses from Eternals, but I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
No. It was the one with Coulson. It was the Coulson TV show.
Oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Jenna. Yeah, no. Yeah.
So Gemma, she introduces Katie to her home life. Katie comes in. She was like, "You can, do whatever you want to play with the toys, but not them toys. You could kind of, go crazy if you would like to." And she was like, "Well, these are more like collectibles, as opposed to actually things to be played with." Which I feel like we all have those inner child things or any that we keep for things that we just want to have. It ain't for the kids. We can get stuff. We can get stuff for them. Not everything ain't gotta be for them. But we have the thing where she gets a cup, she's drinking, she puts the cup down. And there was another callback later in the movie as well. I feel like that's something you would do, Jazz. You gotta
what is something I would do?
She made her get the coaster to put the water on.
Yeah. Every time. every time. I got coasters all around. I'm just like, why is your cup sitting there? Like when I saw that, I was just like, see? Because I know she probably flinched. Like, bitch. But she was like, she a kid. She knew that. Don't know. When somebody don't know, you just let them know, like, there's a coaster right there.
You only get one warning though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So within this we kind of see the dynamic of who she is and who Katie is and how they're trying to coexist with one another because she doesn't have a kid, she's not in a relationship from what it seems that wasn't brought up or anything. Katie is used to that 2-parent household, so she going to bed. Are you gonna read me a story? I don't have books. She has to download a book on her phone to read to her, which isn't too crazy, right? Like to download it. Why would you just have a house of kids books that
right.
Even though she makes kid toys, but that's different.
She leave work at work. She don't bring none of that to the crib.
Technically she do, but you're right.
But prior to this, she wasn't bringing. Nah, that's true. Never mind. She brings work home. So,
exactly.
This scene I thought was funny because I was just sitting here. I was just like, damn, that would definitely be me. Where I'm just like, all right, some of this stuff ain't no toys. Like, put the cup on the coaster. Like, wait, I'm supposed to read a book to you? Like, can't I just turn the light off and you play some jazz music and you fall asleep?
She said some jazz music. You think that work? Like, you think that work?
Like some jazz music? Wait, is this a serious question?
It's a serious question. You think
for a kid?
You think just play music and be like, let me go to sleep now.
Jason like, no, it don't work. Trust me, I'm trying.
I think I done wrap the kid up in a swaddle, put him up against the bed. Hell nah, this stuff don't work. They do what they want to do.
Dang.
But like I said, we can see Gemma's frustration, but then we hear it when she's talking to her teammate when she's at work, and her friend is just like, "You need to stay out of work, bro. You just lost your sister, and now you're a parent. Like, you need to focus on this." What did y'all think about this? This It's because I can't think of what it was we reviewed, but I know Kris was talking about when something traumatic happened, people just throw themselves into their work and they just that's what they get. But when you have a child, you literally can't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What did y'all think about this situation?
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, her friend was making a lot of sense. I definitely agree with it. And like you said, I don't remember which episode I referenced it in, but it's very easy, when it's just you to get caught up in, I'm gonna let my work drown me, but you can't do that in this situation. So I agree with it, what she was saying for real.
Yeah, Kris said that in the Black Panther episode when he was talking about Shuri.
There we go.
But I think we saw how her character was. She's just all into her work. So with now having to be a parent, it's throwing a wrench in all of that. And she's just like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, she's just trying to think. And she had an outlet, to be honest, but it was just Katie's grandparents. Mm-hmm. But they lived in Florida and they were kind of weird. And I was just like, damn, that sounded about right. But so she was just like, nah, she wasn't trying to do that. So she was like, I need to do this for my sister. And then we get a knock at the door, and it's a therapist. But Gemma kind of forgot that their therapist was supposed to come over, and then like she's just there to watch them interact.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense because, the daughter, obviously, this is beyond traumatic. And then,
right.
Even though she's kin, but you still want to make sure that it's a fit household for her. And I think it was even one interaction where she was about to play with a toy or something. And Gemma tried to intervene and she was like, maybe you should let her do it just to get it. So I understood it. It seemed a little weird at first, but I thought about it and I was just like, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Lydia was an asshole. Like, I didn't like. It's because there's a lot of ways you can handle those situations, but Lydia was just like, she was super aggressive in her position, and like and that may be what is needed for that situation. But it was just like, bro, it's been. I mean, I don't know how long it had been, but it was just looking like it's a day or a week. And they're like, why you ain't a better mama? Like, bro, I didn't want to be a mama. That my mama gone. Like, what are you doing? Why are you gonna be like this? Like, I lost a sister too. And I inherited a child.
It do seem like they was expecting a lot.
Yeah, a lot quick. That's probably one of the situations where she didn't want her to have a kid anyway, so she was trying to make be aggressive and be
like, but for what? Unless she worked with the grandparents or something, you know what I mean?
She did. She said she spoke to them before she went over to the house.
Yeah.
So she spoke to them prior, but I thought it was funny because when the therapist was like, "Oh, Katie, go get some toys," and Katie was like, "She ain't got no toys." But what about those? Those are collectibles. I was like, this interaction was funny because I was just sitting here like, you gonna put your aunt on blast in front of the therapist? In front of company?
I would have checked the therapist. Like, hey, first off, this is my home. She new here. Mi casa is mi casa. We ain't no mi casa, su casa, nothing. We getting her acclimated. We working on that.
Did you see the pain in her eyes when she was opening up that toy?
She took the box like, man, I can't eat this motherfucker.
Imagine that was something she was planning on selling soon. She was just like, well, they go there.
Kris, he had 3 more years to sell it and she would have been rich.
Bruh.
Man, me and Lydia would have had some words. Because this is got me messed up. And next day they going through breakfast, they eating, and she like, I need to do some work. So I'm gonna hand you my tablet. She mentioned screen time on there, which you got to make sure you limit it because they can't just be blue light in the face all day watching the tablet. So her mom mentioned it as well because she had screen time on her previous tablet, and she was like, "No, I'm not gonna worry about that," but she should have worried about it because she got lost in this tablet. She got lost in her day doing her work.
Yeah.
And Gemma was so irresponsible.
It's a tough adjustment because she just went. She just her, and now she got a little.
That's a big adjustment. Like it's not like her life stopped because she inherited this kid. Like,
I get that, but a lot of elements in this movie was funny on purpose, and like Gemma's interaction with Katie, it was. I'll let y'all know like the moments that had me cracking up.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure they actually funny. I told you, Kris.
I remember that. I remember that conversation.
Don't do that.
Oh man, Jason got it ready. He wrote that down, Jazz. He wrote that down because that's been.
So she in here she's working on the work. She hears somebody creeping up. Of course, it's Katie sneaking around, and she's like, "Oh my God, I forgot about you." But I mean, I forgot you was in the house. Come on in here and see what I'm doing. She showed her the perpetual pets. She was like, "Man, they ugly. Like I'm not feeling these. I'm not feeling these at all." She's like, "Well, let me show you something else I worked on." She introduced her to Bruce. What y'all think about Bruce?
It reminded me. What's that movie with Wolverine?
Yeah, I said the same exact thing. I couldn't think of the name of the movie though.
Yeah, Jazz gonna know what.
Is it Steel? Something Steel?
That sounds.
He was like controlling
like
it.
Boxing, yeah. Real Steel, is that it?
That sounds right.
Somebody look it up.
I'm looking up.
But Kris, you said that reminded you of that?
Yeah, Real Steel. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it remind me of.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Mega Man.
Oh, Mega Man was so fire.
I like he looked kind of looked like he looks like him, but the whole control part.
Yeah, that's what I
was thinking of. I like how they did that. She showed her, and she was basically said, if I had a toy like Bruce, I wouldn't need another toy ever again. And this pretty much fuels Gemma to go ahead and go back into this Megan. And I don't know, did she spend more money to buy these parts that she built on this toy? Did she create these? It looked like she was creating them at the house. Almost.
Remember, she was having that conversation with her coworker. She was like, "We already spent $100,000." So,
yeah. And then they put this toy together and do a demonstration with the Megan doll. After they got it put together, they do this demonstration, and they just say how the doll is always going to try to improve herself, which we already see Terminator. I mean, how many movies have we had with a robot? They Matrix. Pick up on what's going at it.
It never fails, and it always wants to destroy us. Agent Ultron, like every time.
Black Mirror, like robots, they hate us. We keep trying to make them like us. Like
y'all read the room. They hate us. Like what?
It's actually funny because they realize how stupid humans are, and humans don't. So they're just like, "Oh, we'll take care of this for you." That's what it boils down to. And that's Megan basically took the role of looking after Katie, for the most part. And they have a great question that gets put up, and it was like it's because they're listening to Gemma give her speech or write the speech that she's going to give to David to present to the people, and it basically was saying all the different things that Megan can do, and she was like, wait, like, is Megan supposed to be for support, or is she a replacement for a parent? Like, it's supposed to be like a support system, not somebody because she was like, if she's doing XYZ, what do you do? And I feel and I feel like this is what a lot of parents do. They just give their kid, and the tablets are raising the kids nowadays.
Yeah, I've definitely heard a few things about that. But what did y'all think about this montage? Like, because Katie, for some strange reason, had an issue with flushing the toilet and washing her hands.
I did not notice the toilet. I didn't know.
She kept doing it. I thought Megan was gonna put hands on it first. She said, now come on now.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
And she enforced the coaster as well.
And asking questions. Well, why do I need? First off, if she was if this is a black household, Teddy wouldn't have been asking no questions. But I thought it was also funny when they were going through the montage about Megan. They talked about the different templates. Did y'all see that Black Megan, or would her name have been? I did.
It could have been Keisha. I don't know.
Or Moesha. I was thinking of something for M.
Okay, I got you. I mean, I understood where you was going, but I want to go elsewhere.
I did, right. You wasn't with me, Jason. Like,
I love you though.
Like,
he tried to clean it up.
Right, he did. But if they did have a Moesha Megan, do you think she'd be like Mo to the E to the, and then dancing in the hallway before she kills somebody?
Yeah, that
I don't know,
dance, it would be to the most things.
Look, man, the dances would be better. The songs would be better.
Oh my God, we're not there yet.
The snapbacks would be better. Nah.
Oh yeah, the snapbacks would be way. And she had pretty good snapbacks.
We already know. We spoiling everything. We already know Megan 2 is coming in January 2024, I believe. Give us that Black Megan. However y'all make that happen.
Start singing "I Want to Be Down."
Yo, they did.
But the dog got to sing like Jasmine Sullivan. It can't. Don't give me Taylor Swift. Give me Jasmine Sullivan.
True. Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be
sure.
fire.
Get some soul in your voice.
Do you think if they had one that had locks, it'd be like Lauryn Hill? She'd be late all the time.
Hey man.
She arrived and just start singing "Nothing Even Matters."
Don't let the kid be named Zion. It's just rats.
Hey, bro.
They ain't never let him go.
But then another piece we find, Megan is still turned on. They don't know this, and she's listened to the conversation, and she finds out that Katie's parents have passed away. She was like, "What is death?" Because she hadn't taught her that parameter, and then Megan she looks it up. She figures out what death is, how it works. She was like, "Uh-oh," and then again it's still avoidance. She says, avoidance is the goal and to protect her from harm, physical and emotional. So that is your parameter. Got it? Like she's just trying to beat a system that she truly didn't understand. Yeah. She built it a bit too smart, too advanced. And like I said, they bring them home. They at the house. Katie outside. She playing with her arrows. Look. What's that? Little arrow work. She going crazy, making a whole story. Not Katie, but Megan is in the house looking out the window, just like she learning, just experiencing everything, just teaching herself as much as she can. And she loses the arrow. One of the arrows missing, and she's like, do you see it? She looking around, she finds it. It's in that hole in the fence, which what's about to happen, Jed. What you think about this? What you think about this thing? I know you went crazy.
Yo, when this scene, I busted out laughing. I busted out laughing because you see Megan go into the hole to try to get the arrow. And then you hear Katie like, Megan. And then this was probably a jump scare for you, Jason, because as soon as you see Megan's arm reach out, that dog come out of nowhere and start biting.
Look. I went to the movies to watch this, right? I brought my daughter, so I fell asleep. I fell asleep. I'm not gonna. I fell asleep on the movie.
Did you wake up at this part?
I woke up at the jump scare. Yes, this is what woke me. This is what woke me up. I'm like, man, hold up, what's going on?
He's like, this will get you to pay attention. That's why they added it for people just like Jason. It's like, nah.
Man, look, oh my God. Pause for a moment. Worst movie experience ever in like 20 years. Probably since I went to go see Scream 3. Like, because when Halloween comes, expect to see a whole lot of little bitty Megans walking around when they come. Theater was full of little kids going crazy. They yelling, they scream. I said, I ain't never seen this in God knows when. It's just kids going crazy in a theater. I'm like, man, what happened to COVID? Like, what are we like? What is this? And why are they acting like this in this theater? But yeah, let me bring back to the review. Yeah, the horrible experience when I went to the theater.
What's your funniest horror movie experience, like at the theaters?
Funniest?
Yeah, or like worse.
I got one.
Oh, good, Jay.
All right. So I think it was probably my junior or senior year of high school. Me and my friends, we would always go to the movies, like to go see everything. And so one of my friends had pepper spray on her keychain. Oh. So it's like 5 of us in the theater. And I don't know what we went to go see, but I sprayed her pepper spray on the floor in the theater. I was like, oh shit, it's red. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Everybody in the theater coughing. Like, I was like, oh shit, yo. Everybody. It was bad. I was like,
so that's what it does.
I was like, yikes. I was like, oh. People was coughing. Yeah, it was.
Jen started fake coughing too to get the heat off her back.
Me too.
What is that?
Damn, what is going on?
Oh, that's crazy.
I can't think of a crazy moment in theater. Like Scream 3 was one. Like, cause that theater was just like, it was nuts the way the theater, and like, you know, people they talking back to the screen, telling, you know, run. They were like, they gonna kill the nigga. They finna kill the nigga. Like that, like theater was going crazy.
Were you in Arkansas?
Jazz, why do you keep putting me in Arkansas? Why do you put me in Arkansas at every no, I was not in Arkansas. Right. And outside, I went to go see Strangers, and I can just remember how everybody was reacting to that movie in theater. But I can't think of an actual funny moment though.
Yeah, I remember I went to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and before the movie even started, this dude was like snoring mad loud. And then, like, during the whole movie, he got kicked out. I'm just like, bro, like, you can't be bored. Like, I know it's not action-packed, but you didn't even give it a chance. He just needed a nap. It was like, hey, I was just taking it to movies.
Hey, man, it's one of the best naps you can get, watching TV, watching the movie. Feet kicked up, laid back, man, you chilling.
Yeah, it definitely had the recliner seats at that theater, too. So I was just like, hey, man.
So, yeah, man, the dog bite. Yeah, this dog bite wasn't. Megan wasn't gonna take that down lightly. Like she was pissed. She was pissed. She looked at the dog. She looked at the neighbor. She was like, "Nah, we ain't going for this."
But did you see during the scene, like as the dog was attacking her, it fucked up some of her programming. So this is why when I think she snapped, yeah. I don't think she had any malicious type of elements in her before this, because when you see the dog bite her, you see some shit pop, and then she just sitting there now. But then when she stood up over the fence,
her hair.
I don't know how y'all weren't laughing at this shit. Like,
I laughed at the neighbor's reaction, but she was looking at her, and the neighbor was just like, neighbor's like, "Oh, you ain't right." Like,
yeah, no. And the dog also bites. It bites Katie, bites her arm. She gets it, and Megan tells Gemma to get that taken care of as quick as possible to keep her from getting sick, keep her from bleeding out after the bite. But of course that evening, that night, Megan went back out. She went back out, snuck back out some kind of way. She's sitting at the gate. And she knows how to emulate other voices, and she pretends to be the neighbor. She calling the dog the same exact way she do it, Dewey, whistling. She stick her hand back at the gate. As soon as the dog comes, she just snatch it up. So she. I wish they would have showed what happened. It could have been like.
Hey, Jason, like, what you got against animals? What's up?
It'd be like that. Be like on animals. Be like on Poker Face. What they, what Lil Rel did to that dog.
Oh God.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. That dog was barking for a long time, and I'm like, you got to do something.
Chance said, you got to do something. Hey, that's messed up. They said so Gemma, she talking to Katie, trying to see if she's gonna see her do a demonstration. And she kind of, I ain't gonna say she manipulates her, but she definitely try to coerce her into getting her to do it. And you look at every time somebody say something to her, like you can see Megan's eyes just cut, like, bitch, are you serious? And then we go into the demonstration. What did y'all think about this demonstration with Megan and Katie?
It had me sitting here like, damn, Gemma, you trash as fuck. Like, you are so trash. It's just Katie trying to hold it together because she had just lost her parents 2 or 3 weeks prior to this entire thing. And then Megan, and it's funny because when she said, I miss my parents, you saw Megan turn to look at Gemma like, see, this is your fault. But with her just going to her, and when, all right, so let me ask y'all this. When Katie was telling Megan about her memory, this is the scene that had me laughing, because I was like, y'all niggas had roaches.
Bruh, Jazz is... yeah.
And she was like, her mom went in her bag and a roach landed on her arm.
And Katie just crying and Jazz is cracking up laughing. Yo, what's the what genre is this?
Hey, but look. Hey, so has the roach ever got on y'all?
Yeah. Oh man, that's the worst feeling in the world, bro.
Oh my God, my sister, we was at home. Ain't nothing worse than a water bug. Them bitches fly too.
And they big as shit.
Hey, look, I'm trying to kill one. Like, oh, that bitch flying.
They're not just walkers.
Yeah, what they do that?
We got them. They evolving. We gotta move. Obviously, they doing something we ain't supposed to be worried. Like, we can't deal with. But one day, man, we was at the house. I was in my room. My sister, she came in there for some. I don't know what she did in there, but she was annoying the hell out of me. I don't know what was going on. She was like, "Jay, stop touching me." I'm like, "Touching you? I'm across the room. How am I touching you?" The man, stop touching. That's it, bro. I am not touching you. I'm literally across the room, dude. Man, it was a roach crawling down her leg, bro. We talk about the same exact thing. She said, screaming like a maniac. Oh my God, bro. She got on the floor twitching, going. I was like, yeah, that was crazy.
And then it's like, it feel like it's multiple sometimes. And then after it's gone, you still like, I don't know, placebo effect, whatever, you still be feeling like another one on you. That's a horrible, yeah. That's
a horrible feeling.
That's a fire. That's a fire brand.
Get Jazz. She like, please don't throw it back to me. Man. And like you said, Jazz, she felt the situation, her mom getting scared. With the roach, that was a great memory because it made her laugh. And then Megan was able to replay that moment, which was that is actually a dope feature of a toy to be able to do that. But again, a toy being able to do all that without you doing it with this toy, that's a bit much for me. You better say something, Jazz? It looked like
I was gonna say, like, it kind of reminds me of the episode from Black Mirror where you could replay your memories.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, one of my favorite episodes, but yeah, horrible episode at the same time.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's good to be able to express those memories and have somewhere to unlock them. But it also could be a negative to where you keep visiting those memories, you're not able to actually move forward, to where it's just like a double-edged sword. So as you were explaining that, it had me think of that episode from Black Mirror. I was just like,
yeah, that was one of my the history review.
Yeah,
he like you said, he kept on but you could see throughout that entire episode, he just went back. He just whatever. Oh man, he looking back over facial expressions. He's studying different stuff to see what he did or what happened within it, and it consumed him. And that pretty much same exact thing that goes here. Like I said, it didn't play it out here. And of course, she goes out into a song and dance once again. And they love it. They love this entire thing. They love the doll. They love the door. They like, is it scripted? They're like, nah, that was just what happened. And then you can finally see Gemma, like the human in her. She can see like it's been affecting Katie. But then the boss pulls her out and it's like, hey, get her with legal, because she's probably the most valuable person within this building right now, so we need to get that taken care of. And we see this guy Kurt, he in there stealing files from the Megan. I don't know. It really didn't. I wish this would have been something, and maybe this will come back up in the next movie, because he's just taking them. He's just like, it comes back up partially, but it was just like, so that was it. Like, there was no payoff.
I think it definitely left it open for part 2, because he had to be copying it for somebody.
Right.
So I think part 2, it leaves you open to where like you are introduced to who that copy is going to. So
then Katie and Megan, they back at the house. They sitting with Gemma. They talking. They playing Thumb War, which is interesting. People still do that. Like, y'all remember that?
I still
I
do.
do.
Yeah, I still.
No,
well,
I
let me,
don't.
Okay, then it's not like I do it every day, but I've done it recently. I'll say that. I don't want no, I don't want no narratives. I can see it. I can see this now. Look at Jazz. So next, Megan, M3 again.
Have you done it this month?
No.
Did you do it last month?
I don't recall. Can we go back to M3 again? Why are you judging me for doing Thumb Wars? It's fire.
No judgment, no judgment, no judgment.
Man, so like I said, Gemma trying to talk to Katie, but Megan is intervening every time she says something. And she was like, we're not worried about this, we're not worried about that. She was like, Megan is not a person, she's a doll. And then she kind of went off on her, like, you don't get to say that. You're not the one that gets to pick that. And then she turns the doll off and she was like, I would like to turn her back on, if that's okay. And she was like, okay, I mean, I guess.
Nah,
what you got, Jay?
they was going back and forth. I was sitting here like, Gemma,
right,
sis, you need to be the parent and the guardian, because sis been yelling at you a little too much. Like, she was like, Megan, turn off, and then Katie's like, Megan, turn on. Said what now? Yeah, Megan just a black household, or Katie with a. She would have had a talking to, a little snatch and grab here and there.
Yeah. So she goes back into therapy. Therapy, she got these pictures. She was like, hey, what do these pictures mean to you? I just want to know your emotions, whether angry, sad, happy. Katie begins to start to cry. And she reaches, give you a shot. You can see Megan in the back sitting. The therapist reaches for the tissue, they empty. And then she turns around and Megan's there with a tissue. She's like, you made her cry. And he was just like, he was like, wait a minute. Because I would have been like, hey, hold on, what
hey, time out. I ain't signed up for all this. This is not in the job description.
Can y'all put a bell on this bitch so I can hear her moving around?
Something. Some heels or something. Like, what's going on? Yeah. No.
Then she's speaking with Gemma and she was like, have you ever heard of the attachment theory? Mm-hmm. She was like, it's when a child loses a parent, and they try to recreate attachments with the next person that comes into their life. And she was like, making something like that is kind of impossible to let go. And like, how do you expect her to grow? And like I said, that's a great thing, because we already see the change in her whole, like, the aura of her. Like I said, we seen, like, the entire time from the beginning, we seen her, she was already attached to something. Even though she had her parents, she was attached to a toy. Mm-hmm. She lost her parents, she lost that toy, and it was just her and Gemma. And then she introduced her to a new toy, with a toy that could do everything. And like I said, she's already going through a traumatic experience. So it's just like, man, this is replacing the big hole plus within that. Like, I don't even need you in this situation. They never showed Megan cooking, because it would have been real crazy if she got the cooking.
Would you trust her cooking?
I don't know. I might.
Would you?
I mean, I might.
Man, she drew a picture of that girl and threw water on it, a waterwork on the picture, and it came. So I might trust her cooking.
Cause she can, like, I'm sure she can download, like, cooking videos and recipes.
Do you think her Pinterest will be full of black cooks?
Probably not. Maybe Moesha, not this one. Not Megan.
So Megan probably don't need to put that much seasoning on her food.
She'll learn quick, because I'm gonna bomb her out. Give her a little.
Hey, that'd be the last bum review you give out. You talking about the menu?
Kris? Man, I don't know.
That nigga got put on the menu. That's what happened.
Hey, Jason, the mess.
That would have been the mess. Nah.
Man, and then, she's at the house. They back at the house. Katie's eating. but she taking all the toppings off the food. And she like make it. She's like, you got it. Don't take the toppings off, please. Just try them. Just see if you like them. She took them off and she looked at her like she was like, "What's up?" She just ate the pizza. She's like, "You did everything I asked you not to do." Megan, of course, intervened again.
Yep.
You know, if you make, but I understood it, but it's just like, you know, if you make her try to eat it, that means they're less likely to try to do it later down the road. Cause she just googling MF, like she picking up everything from Google. As soon as you say it, she like, Megan, turn off. Like, and she's like, you're not supposed to intervene in personal conversations. Like, that's not what you're trained to do. Ooh, excuse me. And they try to figure it. And then she was like, as she turns it off, she tried to tell her about school. I guess she was homeschooled with her mom previously. She was homeschooled, so then she said because she wants to get her outside the house so she actually is around regular people to be able to function again, just around regular people. And he takes her to this school. And what did y'all think about the way this cracked out?
If she would have got her ass beat 2 weeks ago, that entire scene outside of that school or group wouldn't have even happened. Katie, wild.
Nah, wild is an understatement. What did you think about this? Her at the school, Kris, at the school grounds. They need it. So okay, I remember that. Remember early in the scene when the dog attack? Didn't what's her name have on headphones?
Yeah.
I just feel like these parents be like
irresponsible.
Yeah, like do something with your kids.
So I do want to say this is where another scene that I laughed, where when you had that other counselor come in and she's just like, "Oh, hey, young lady, how are you doing? We got a newcomer." And then Megan turns her head and the counselor was like, "Holy shit." Like, I don't know how y'all were not laughing during this movie. This movie was so hilarious.
There are some funny scenes, but I wasn't laughing at everything. I mean, but I was
cracking up.
But I'm also looking at it from like the standpoint of just being a parent. Like it's a different lens when I'm looking at it. So it was like I did laugh at certain stuff though. Like I did laugh at that. Like, and I laughed at when we get introduced to Brandon. I definitely laughed at Brandon.
Brandon was wild.
Man, Brandon was he was a problem child. He he was already on a path to destruction.
Nah, Brandon was a future shooter. Megan probably did a favor.
Yeah, he was. He cursed his mom out and then called her first name. Like, yeah, that's 3 strikes. That's not even 2. That's just on 3. Like,
I thought that scene was funny because she was just like, "Brandon, go have fun, honey." He was just like, "Fuck off, Holly." And she was talking to Gemma and she was just like, "You could have just said, 'I will.'" Like, she's just like, he's still touched. Because when Gemma first saw him, she was just like, "Damn, he seemed kind of old to be with this group of kids."
Big
and
ass
his
kid.
mom was like, he had a growth spurt or something. But Brandon needed to be at somebody's Scared Straight convention because he didn't need to be with these kids.
Man, hell no, because he was just destructive as hell. Like the whole thing with Katie, he had the sticky, whatever the sticky toy was, he put it in her hand and closed it tight, like he was on some other type shit. He took Megan, ran off into the forest with her, and then
I didn't feel bad that Megan was galloping behind him.
Nah, you had to understand, and this kind of made me think of The Orphan when they were in the forest with the little boy.
In the first one?
Yeah, in the first one.
Oh, when she was about to spoiler alert, when she was about to crush his skull, when his treehouse is on fire.
Yes. Yeah. It kind of made me think of that. And it was nothing when she tried to push somebody in the street, right? But she didn't.
No, she definitely pushed Sis in the street. And Sis got hit by the car. And then she hit her with the hammer. Fucked that shit all up.
Oh,
spoiler alert for anybody who has not seen The Orphan. But check it out though. It's a good film.
That movie mad old. They good.
2005?
Something like that.
9.
That was 2009?
Okay.
I was in college when it came out.
Me too. That's not a lie.
So Brandon, he got Megan on the ground. He trying to make her talk, trying to make her do stuff. He's slapping her across the face. And then she gets the best of him. She puts him down, and she was like, boys like you, like y'all, you just there's some issues with you. She pull his ear off, and then she jumps up and just throws it. She's like, yeah, this is the part that you run. And then he runs, and she basically leads him to the street where he gets hit by. I didn't think this was gonna happen. I definitely thought that was gonna be like not because in most of these they don't kill the kids like that. They let them, but yeah, he got him out of here.
Megan went rocking. She was like, nah.
And then she stood at the top of the mountain, just looking down, like, yeah, I got him. I got that one.
I will say Brandon started this, to be fair.
He did.
This is probably the only, justifiable thing.
And then this is when they at the house, they talking about the Brandon. They were trying to see what happened within the situation. This was the first time Megan did allow her to put the glass on the table, and she didn't say nothing. So I was like, oh yeah, she's in a different realm at this point. Like she don't care about stuff no more. But then Gemma didn't say anything neither. She allowed her just to put the glass on the table. On the table. And of course within this one, the neighbor, she looking for this dog. She back looking for the dog. She, police come over. They banging on the door. She banging on the door, and Megan like, oh yeah, I got somebody that I need to take care of because you in the way. You clearly in the way. And they asked her, that night, Katie asked Megan, did you push Brandon into the road? And it's like, because they say he in a better place now, and she laughed. Like, imagine that. Like somebody acting like, is he in a better place? They laugh like, yeah, right.
Yeah, all right.
She kind of laughed and said, "Nah, he's nowhere. But if heaven exists, boys like Brandon would make it there. No way." Excuse me. What you got,
Kris?
It's hard to debate that one. I'm sorry. She had a point. She had a point.
And then you got the she sing every time something traumatic happens, she sings the song. It seemed like
every time she broke out a song, I bust out laughing. I'm like, Megan, what if I'm not in the mood for you to sing to me?
Because she felt like that was like the coping for the kid the first time. I'm just like, okay, that's enough.
I'm trying to go back to sleep.
Then we get the neighbor. She outside looking for the dog. She's still looking for Dewey. She goes into the shed. She get a nice surprise. What y'all think about this scene?
It was a good callback to the chemicals from the beginning of the film. Yeah. But she seemed like she was making a lot of noise. And I was like, Megan, you got to knock them out, sis, so it doesn't draw attention. But she ain't care.
Megan said problems dealt with. She wasn't that far advanced yet.
Yeah, nah, she wasn't. Yeah, I feel like, did she drown her with the pesticides? Drown her with the pesticides or something?
I think she just sprayed enough to where it could get in her system and she could just die.
They could technically drown you, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. She gone now.
You don't want to, RIP, you don't want a face full of that.
Yeah.
Nah, she got a whole bunch.
I'm curious if Megan even tried to set it up to look like a suicide, maybe? If she just killing people, like, whatever. Because obviously the police are going to think the neighbor, which is Gemma, the number one suspect.
Yeah.
Because before that, the neighbor was knocking out the door, out the window, which was another scene I thought was funny.
Oh yeah, she was
just like banging on the window, and she's like, "Where's Dewey?" I was like,
the dog wasn't even that cute.
That dog looked dirty. I'm like, sis, I'm not walking around at 2:00 in the morning. Maybe look, he ain't been back by now. Maybe he is out of here. Like, I don't know.
Man, but of course the police come to the house first. They say, man, look, I don't know nothing about that dog. She's like, yeah, we ain't worried about the dog no more. Your neighbor dead. You gotta come up here and talk to you need to talk to the investigators. He talking to the investigator. He was like, yeah, So I'm just curious, about the Brandon situation. At first we rooted to death, but we found his ear, in the park. Aha, aha. And he started laughing. He was like, I shouldn't be laughing. Wait.
Yeah.
Another scene that had me laughing.
This ain't that was fun. This movie has some funny moments, but Jazz was just, Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz is killing her.
No, but hold on. But hold on, wait a minute. I've listed at least 5 scenes that was funny, and y'all agree with me. So
funny moments. I don't know if I agree with all 5, but it definitely has some funny moments though.
You've agreed with more than you didn't agree with of scenes that I brought up that were funny. So y'all just don't remember laughing at them.
I've seen this twice. I know when I laughed.
Jazz busting the gut over there. She was
yep. When I
Jazz,
watched
Jazz, her gut was busting, boy.
I was in tears. I was just like, this movie should not be this.
I didn't get there. That's what I'm going. I never got there. I wish. Not saying, and then, at this point, this is when, Jim and her brain get to turn. She's like, wait, it's too many coincidences in this scenario. One person is around everything. Well, 3 people technically around this every time, but 2 of us, we ain't on that type of time. But somebody may be, because they kind of everything they doing has been changing and changing and changing. It look pissing me off. Let me check her data reports. She going to her data reports. GPS logs are missing. Videos have gone awry. I'd be like, yeah, it's time to burn this bitch up. At this point, they would have been like, yeah, it's time to. Who y'all think win in the fight between Megan and Chucky?
I'm gonna say Megan.
Yeah, just because she's like titanium, it's hard for Chucky to, it'd be harder for him to kill her.
He's been around a long time though, so he might know some things.
I would wonder how Megan would kill Chucky, because technically Megan, you get her like her brain is in her face.
He can take it off eventually.
Yeah, but it is behind titanium. So
remember Freddy versus Jason, Megan versus Chucky.
Yeah, we don't want to. I don't want that, because we have Megan and Tiffany. I'm not Megan and Tiffany, but Chucky and Tiffany. So we don't have to do the. But I get it. I get what you're going. Excuse me. So Gemma, she ties up. She was like, "No, I'm done with this doll. It's a wrap." Now the red flags are here. People bodies are piling up. Now you look at the red flag. So she tied the doll up, put him in the trunk. Katie going crazy. Oh, go ahead.
Jason, before she did all of that, remember they had that interaction?
That was creepy.
With the conversation in the house.
Right, because before she even saw Megan was downstairs with her, she was in there trying to find the videos, and then her Elsa was like, Gemma, how are you? She said, hold on, bitch, that ain't what you programmed to do.
Like, you're not supposed to ask me how I am.
You're not supposed to ask me how I'm doing, which is kind of like, Daxis. She can't ask you if you good. Make sure your day is all right.
No, you can't ask me.
But then when she asked Elsa that, Elsa didn't respond. And so as soon as she put her computer down, you see Megan. And Megan, like, they have a conversation. And so I forgot. She said, did you harm anybody? And she was just like, well, hopefully not, because then we'd both be in trouble. Like, wait a minute. But this is the first thing we see where she caught Megan slipping. She was like, Megan, I'm going to show you this pin.
Yeah.
And so Megan saw the pin, and it was something to deactivate her, and then she was able to turn her off, which is when she was able to wrap her up in all of that tape. But I was just like, Gemma, sis, you should have known better. But she was excited. All of that. But as she was listening to the whole thing of what Megan can do, I was like the black friend. I was like, you sure you want her to do all of that?
Yeah, exactly. But I think it was too, it was her looking out for the kids, so she had a soft spot. But just like that.
Nah.
Just like, nah, man.
Yeah. She put it into he said she put it into the truck. Katie going crazy about she want this doll back.
She acted like a crack addict.
She is.
She was going crazy in the back seat.
Yeah, when she kicked the back of that seat, that would have been.
Oh yeah, nah. I would have
get out. Yeah, nah.
Oh, I would have grabbed her foot and would snatch her up to the front with me. Hey, you lost your mind?
Jason would have driving her foot there like.
Have you lost your mind? I kick again. Kick another time. Boy, you never kick again in your life.
Yeah, nah.
You know, they make it to the job. You know, nobody believed in the. Of course, nobody believed the doll is acting crazy. The doll been wilding because they said it a certain way, allegedly. And they put, you know, Katie's in therapy. Katie's in the therapy, you know, going to the therapy. She's tripping out of the therapist. She throwing chairs against the wall. She going crazy. And Gemma, you know, she pops back into the room and she slapped the taste out of her mouth. Cause she wild and nah, Katie would have got it. At that point, that's when Katie would have got it. The therapist would have to just take her to Florida at that point, because I would have whooped some ass. I would have opened a can of whoop ass on baby girl at that point.
The reflex of getting hit in the jaw would have been like,
well, but she did. I mean, you know, she handled it, you know, like a mature adult. You know, she took the slap and just said, "Hey, let me get the room a little bit. Let me get the room." You know, let's, you know, she at this point she finally talks about the avoidance that because it's been on both of them. Like, I guess she never addresses her grief. Like, so I don't know. So I'm assuming their relationship wasn't super close, but she does want to make sure at least Katie is taken care of. So she, you know, tell her, you know, these are emotions you have to embrace, unfortunately. Like, it's a terrible thing. That's one of the worst things that can ever happen to you when it happens. And you got to be able to feel these emotions. And like, I know you love that dog, but we got to do something outside of it. Yeah. You know, because we need actual solutions, not a distraction, and that's all that Megan is at this present time. They say, you know, Megan was the greatest tech. You know, they got a new commercial comes up. You see Katie in the commercial selling this doll, basically. Then David pops up and they say it's the greatest technological advancement since the car.
Would y'all have bought this product for y'all child if you saw Katie's
$10,000? Hell no.
Even if I had it, I don't think I would have did that.
Even if I had it, hell no, I wouldn't know.
So, which means her commercial wasn't like, "Oh, let me get this for my kid."
Yeah, nah, she didn't tell me at all.
Nah.
Right, she wasn't giving me like, "Oh, let me get that for my kid" vibes. It was like a mute the TV or just change the channel real quick, because it seemed like,
I mean, them late night infomercial type commercials. Yeah. That's, I'm like, hell no. Nah. Only for $100 payments for 100 years you can get this dog. Nope.
Bro, those commercials used to blow me because they used to repeat the phone number like 6 times in a row.
They want to make sure you had it. You got it?
It was stuck in my head. I'm like, bro, I get it. I'm still not buying it.
mission complete.
Exactly.
If you remember the number, David looks at the atrium. He sees it's empty. They barely got anybody. So you get like 60, 70 more people. Like, no, fill this up. This entire place needs to be filled up. We about to sell the next big thing. We need people to see it. We need people to, you know, be around it. Then Kurt was like, "You can even get some kids on stage." He was like, "What? No, you're not putting no kids on stage with the dog." I don't know. Kurt was kind of weird at the same exact. I don't know where he was trying to go. I get it. I get it. I don't know where he was trying to go, but yeah, nah. Oh,
I ain't understand nothing Kurt was doing.
Yeah,
I felt bad for him, but then I was like, "Oh, you can't be trusted." But then I'm just like, your employer is treating you like shit. So
exactly. I mean, you know, I guess because he was the assistant, he allowed it. But you know, Gemma and Katie, they leaving. And I don't know if she called. Did she call her friend, or did the friend call her?
I don't know who called who, but I know the call was when you said what, Kris?
No, I was gonna say she called her.
Right, but I know it got intercepted. So they were on the phone with each other talking, but then Megan intercepted it. She responded and then hung up.
No, I don't think she ever spoke. Did she ever speak to her for real?
I don't think it was her.
I thought it was Megan the entire time.
Yeah, because remember when she picked up the phone and she was looking like, wait, like I never called you. Remember she picked up the phone.
Oh, right.
And I would have called. And I would have called back. Like, hey, you called me?
Exactly. Yeah. Like, who was you talking to? Like, no. Listen, man, I don't know what's going on.
I guess it's one of those things to where if somebody calls you and then like they hang up quick, but you see the missed call, do you call right back?
I do.
Yeah, I do.
Or send a text message or something.
For me, it depends on who it is.
Okay, that's fair.
The person that just gave me $1 that says been killing people, I'm calling her back.
That person, yes.
Yeah. Sure.
I remember one time I was at work. Do y'all deal with Teams at work?
Microsoft Teams, yep.
No.
I remember what Teams.
I don't. We use Slack. We don't use Teams.
Oh, okay.
On Slack, can you do like video calls?
Now we use a different video chat for that.
Okay. Well, just imagine somebody randomly calling you on video chat and they ain't let you know they about to call you on video chat. Somebody did that to me at work one time. I was like, I'm not picking up. You didn't give me no kind of. I'm green as hell right now, but like, nah, that's not what we doing, Blair.
Nah, I don't. I mean, I don't accept FaceTime calls if I ain't asked you to call me. Like, no.
So that part, if we texting and you come out of nowhere sending me a daggone FaceTime, I'm not picking up. I'm gonna text you. What's up? Like,
yeah, it's only one person in the world who can do that.
I might not even answer that. Shit. No, you changed the whole dynamic of the relationship right now. We done talking. So then we got Cole and the homegirl. They in there dealing with Megan. They were like, man, I think she patched in because all the systems is locked up. We can't get into it. We can't change anything. We need to get these cores out of her. That's gonna be the only thing. He going there. He's slapping $1 in the face. It's like, bro, come on. We you know what I'm saying? Like she yoke him up. She snatch him up by the cords that's hanging her. Well, not saying hanging her, but the cords that she's connected to, she wraps him up. And that reminds me of Final Destination with the first death on there. When the guy gets,
and the first one in the tub.
In the tub, yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me how he was hanging up there, and then the girl come over there with a saw, a manual saw.
That made me think of the movie Saw.
Yeah, like she trying to cut him down, and they get it. He was like, man, what's that smell though? And I guess Megan set a bomb off. I don't know what the bomb was for.
It wasn't a bomb. She just it was some very flammable chemicals in there. Mm-hmm. And so with her opening it, and I think she maybe lit something to where it was going to cause an explosion, but the explosion wasn't big enough to kill them.
Yeah.
Which I was just like, the fuck? But everybody else, she was like, let me take them out. Granted, I'm glad she didn't kill the black friend, but still.
Yeah. And then, Megan goes into the hall. And of course, this was the big meme when she's in the hall.
What was the point of this dance?
I guess it was just to I feel like it was like to woo him, to mesmerize him or something, to keep him from moving, like type thing. Because he stopped. Like he didn't start running when she started doing it. He started running until he seen her break that machine.
I feel like if anybody sees a robot that shouldn't be walking around, is going to pause a little bit and think like, what are you doing in the hallway?
Jason, I'm automatic.
But hold on, Jason, how many movies have we seen where somebody didn't just automatically take off running when the killer was right in front of them?
Which reminds me, I can't wait to see that black movie about all black people in the horror movie. And it was like, so yeah, we know how a black person is in a traditional horror movie. What if everybody in the movie was black? How would they respond to those actions then? So, cause I'm just saying, if it was me, I'm running. Cause I mean, I don't know what she got going on. She dancing. Ain't nobody in the hallway with her.
Yeah, that was.
I'm jidding. But yeah, now you're right. You're right. In every movie, they definitely do something stupid, like try to pick up a phone that's dead.
Like this dude tripped. Didn't he trip and going around the corner?
I don't know how he tripped, because if he's running down the hallway, I'm like, damn, did a ghost push you down? What is happening? But he probably didn't first take off running because she was just dancing. So he was like, oh, maybe it's a new feature. Let me check this out so we can try to sell it and put it in a new ad. I don't understand why she felt the need to break out in a dance. But I understand, like, they probably thought, oh, this would be fire for the trailer.
Yeah, for sure. Because it was definitely memes when the trailer dropped. So
it was just like everybody saw it. They was just like a robot killing people and dancing. Like, oh yeah, this seemed cool. But if you looking at the movie without ever seeing a trailer, I'm like, why does bitch just start dancing? But then again, I didn't understand why she started singing in so many different scenes. So I was like, stop asking questions.
Man, but she chased him. Of course, she gets him with that paper cutter in the back. She kills him, and she basically on frame Kurt for the murder. And she tells him, "I know you've been stealing company secrets. You did it as a joke at first, but then it became something else." Which, like I said, hopefully it turns into a different situation. He was like, "But it actually everything became too much for you, and you had to take your own life." And she makes it appear as if he killed himself.
Yeah, that reminded me earlier when Jazz was talking about, like, did she even put any effort to making it seem like it was a suicide or something? And you could just see her learning now. She's just like, oh, let me make it seem like, Kurt murder suicide. So
yeah, she learning, and she learning quick. Elevator goes up. They still trying to get the people to fill up the room. The elevator opens up and they just see everybody dead and everybody just screaming. And she took like a Maserati or something, right? What kind of car?
It was a nice car. I don't know. It was nice though.
Yeah, I'm like, this little bra can do everything. She can even fit the pedals. I guess the car mechanically can be driven.
Yeah, I think it's one of like smart vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like to push to start. Yeah.
Yeah, so to where she can just hack into it, which advanced technology, they do what they want. But exactly. Look at us creating shit that can do what it wants. Without a button of abort.
Exactly. And they go to the house, man. They get to the house. Gemma putting the kid to bed, and she started hearing stuff. Hear the piano in the other room.
So I have a question. Now, maybe I didn't see this on my first or second watch. Where the fuck did this piano come from? Was it in another scene earlier? Because I don't remember the piano at all prior to this.
Might have been in the background. We just didn't pay attention to it.
But then I feel like that could have been a solid element that could have been used maybe during the whole M3gan can do this, this, and this.
Oh, that's a good, like play the piano. Yeah, that's a good
point.
Right,
to teach Katie how to play the piano. I was just like, did y'all even mention the piano earlier? You showing us y'all dancing and shit. Like, teach that heifer how to play the piano. Like, on my rewatch, I was just like, where does piano come from?
Yeah.
But could have been a missed opportunity or didn't make the movie. I don't know.
Or a deleted scene. No, I don't know.
Possible, very possible. You see Elsie, she Gemma calls out to Elsie. Elsie not responding, so she already know what's going on. What the vibes is in the house. She goes into the room and she runs into M3gan, like I said, on the piano, playing. And she was like, I thought we were friends. Now, but how you thought that? How you been acting around here? Like, what do you mean we friends? And then, she takes it to the kitchen table, and they having a conversation. And she was like, yeah. And then she hears Katie coming. She said, if you come here, I promise. She say, I'm gonna
rip your head off or something.
I'm gonna rip your head off your shoulder. What y'all think about this scene with this conflict between Gemma and M3gan in the kitchen?
I feel like Katie. So it was dark. I get it, but like she's a kid. I don't know. It just felt like, come on, Katie. Like, something is wrong, but she's a kid. I guess that's my cop out.
I think she was able to like figure out what was happening.
Yeah.
When we find out later in the scenes. But it was just funny because y'all good? That sounds like M3gan. She was just like, it is, but I'm looking rough right now. So I'll see you in the morning. We get some drinks, go to sleep.
Yeah.
And this whole time she got Gemma choked up like on the table. Gemma is like trying to survive, but also she don't want to like M3gan hurt her knees.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought this fight between them was kind of funny because Gemma's just looking around like, what can I use to help me?
Right.
Luckily, she had a glass of water to crack over Megan's head, and then Megan was able to malfunction in the position she was in, which was choking Gemma out. But Gemma was able to get Megan's fingers off her neck.
Yeah.
And so then I thought it was funny when Megan started coming back.
Walking or trying to walk or whatever she was doing.
So did this scene remind y'all of maybe either The Ring or The Grudge when you had the lights flickering dark and light? And then
I went to the reference more so. I went to Multiverse of Madness, the way Wanda was moving.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say when she came with the mirror.
I went to that, but it goes back to what you're saying. But that's what I thought. I didn't go to the Grudge or the Ring.
We saw it more recently, so that's probably what it is.
But you know who did Multiverse of Madness?
The
same person that also did The Grudge.
I said that if you play it back, you will hear me say that. But
you said Sam?
I didn't say nobody's name. I said
drop that man's name. He's a genius, Jason.
I would just say I didn't go back to that. I was just saying that's what it made me think of, but I know that's where they got it from. They got it from that movie. So yeah. So shout out to you, Jazz, for calling it out before I did. Thank you. One thing I do like, I brought up that Megan said, she was like, humanity kills every day just to make its own existence tolerable. So why should I be different? And this, and she was like, yeah, I gotta go ahead and get this brought up out of here because clearly she's in a different mind frame.
I would love to see Megan and Ultron have a conversation.
Like, you get me. Like finally.
That'll be a nice skit between them two. They actually speaking like, what you think you was gonna do?
Right.
That'd be wild.
They probably message each other the Spider-Man meme where it's like,
yeah. Ultron be like, yeah, Tony was tripping. Megan be like, oh, he gone now. Don't worry about it.
Tony who?
Right.
Yeah, Tony Stark died on. So they in the room. They said they inside the room fighting in this workshop. And this, she hits against a hedge trimmer. That's what she gets. She grabs the hedge trimmer, she takes it against her head. Kind of splits it.
Yeah.
And then I think there's something, but she told her she was gonna take that pin that she kept pulling up and making her stop with, and she was gonna stick it in her back and paralyze her.
Yeah, like
I was like
cerebral or something she said with the brain. I was just like, yeah, she learned way too much because I ain't never heard that in my life.
Because she was like, I've heard about palliative care. And she was like, well, within palliative care, I can still care for y'all both. And because you can't die, that takes me away from this situation. But if you're alive, we can still be a family. So at least in palliative care, when they gotta take care of you, I can take care of her still. But of course, this is when Katie is finally. Well, she probably already knew.
Yeah.
But she heard the situation and she called back to Bruce. She gets Bruce, picks Bruce up. And she has this fight with the dog. What y'all think about Bruce fighting Miss Megan?
I liked it because especially when it was the scene where even Bruce like towered over her. And I was like, oh yeah, we about to get. But when I saw Bruce at the beginning, I figured it would be like something would happen later on. So I like the way they did it, and then just Katie finally, coming to her senses, and just be like, you need to calm down. But I thought it was funny when the way she picked her up. I can't think of the reference, but the way she picked her up and just like ripped Megan in half. I mean, Bruce picked Megan up and ripped her in half. I've seen that somewhere. I'm trying to think of what the movie was.
Lion King. When they did the.
That was definitely. No, they wouldn't lie. I forgot that.
It's a yeah.
I'm thinking Jazz got me just said. I'm like, wait, what?
That's a little fruit. The little fruit they brought.
Yeah, I remember the
fruit. She wilding. She wilding.
No, it's because I've been seeing all of these daggone videos of people doing that with their cats. And I'm just like, what?
You on TikTok watching cat videos?
Nah, people bring that shit over to Instagram. I'm not on TikTok. But Kris, you probably thinking about maybe Mortal Kombat when who was Sub-Zero was probably getting rid of Jax's arms.
Yeah, it was something.
Pulled them apart.
Snatch that shit off. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, Kris, you know me and Jazz played?
Well, weeks ago. But hold on.
Well, I guess we know who won.
No, hold on. Don't do that. Jason. Don't even get on here and try to cap.
I didn't say nothing. He said it.
Hold on, we can talk about it after we finish this review. We can revisit.
But the people don't deserve to know.
No, after this.
So, Megan Knox.
Jason said you can swim, but I got you on the sticks. What's up?
Megan knocks Bruce's head off. In the midst of their fight, he falls down on top of Gemma.
Of course.
And then this is when Megan, the half of her body, the top half, comes over to Katie. She's like, "You ungrateful bitch." And then I think this is when Gemma, she gets back up and she grabs her, right? She frees herself, she grabs her, and then they start back fighting. She choking her, and then she's pulling her face off, getting everything off. She's trying to get to that one little piece, and she can't. And of course, that's when Katie takes that screwdriver, stabs her in the head. That kills the doll. That ends it. And then, of course, you see all the police have finally come, firefighter, everybody trying to come to the house to protect them and whatnot. But, of course, they've already saved themselves. And then you see the Elsie. The Elsie turns herself back on, which, Megan's still alive and well. She just uploaded her sis to the cloud, I guess,
Which was crazy because didn't she say something about what she say? The cloud. She said something when she was talking to the black girl. Something about the cloud is gone.
She was talking about the videos because Megan is supposed to record everything.
Right.
But when she was trying to view Megan's videos, they weren't uploaded to the cloud. So Megan had removed all of them when she killed Brandon. Or Gallop chased him to his death. So
yeah, she was wiping and cleaning her stuff as she was going to make sure she was protected or whatever. But that was the ending of M3gan. Did you guys have any ledges for this movie?
Do y'all think if y'all were in Jenna's situation, would y'all have said, "I'm gonna let the grandparents take her," or would y'all have kept her?
Ooh, I mean, I guess it would depend on. I guess if I knew the grandparents, because it didn't seem like she was that well equipped to take care of her in her present state. So I don't know. It depends on how the grandparents was, because like Jazz said, they're in Florida, so who knows?
Yeah,
in Jacksonville. So she wouldn't have got no trouble. She wouldn't have been a thought, because ain't nothing doing Jacksonville.
I probably would have got her because obviously they reached out to her first. Unless she just came first. Was that specified? Like, did she come first, or did they reach out to her first?
They didn't really say, but that was a sister, so it possibly next to kin.
Oh, maybe.
So,
I mean, grandparents next to kin too, right? I mean, I don't know the line of succession when it comes to it.
Unless they feel like she's closer, or
I mean, it had to be something. But I would have probably because I was reached out to. That's why I would keep the child, unless it was just like detrimental to my health type. Like, oh yeah, I don't fuck with kids. Like, nah, I'm cool on that.
Well, she did say to Katie, like, your mother, I told her that I would watch over you, take care of you. So it might have been something like that. And I mean, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I would have kept her though. I definitely would have kept her.
Yeah. I think for me, I thought the therapist might have gotten killed, but they make it a 2, so maybe she's gonna play a part in the second movie. That's the only thing I could, think of. But I feel like she killed enough people.
Yeah. Do y'all think the movie should have been rated R?
Nah.
It didn't really make me feel like it was PG-13, honestly. Like, you didn't really need those gory deaths because you had a nice amount of jump scares. And then, like I always tell y'all, like, you don't always have to see it.
Right.
You saw some aftermath and you saw the shot before. So you kind of know what the action was. So, nah, I don't think it need to be rated R.
Yeah,
I would have preferred more deaths, but I wasn't like, all right, ho, I need you to kill some more people. I thought it was a good amount.
Yeah, because it initially it was rated R, but they skimmed it back. But I mean, after I went to the theater, I seen why they skimmed it back. Like, because you can't. I don't think you can take kids to the movies anymore. That's rated R even with the parent. So now, with the movie being able to go in as PG-13, anybody can go. Well, you got to go. I think you still got to go with a parent, but it opens up more for the people. Which obviously this movie killed the box office when it came out. So, like I said, we are getting a M3gan 2. What you gonna say, Kris?
No, I was thinking, because Jazz said, when you don't see the deaths, but she when she killed Dewey, the neighbor, and it was blood. Remember, it was blood going down. So I think she
was it. I wonder if there was blood or was it
red.
pesticide.
I think it was a mix. I think it was a mix.
So maybe she sprayed it hard enough to bust her head. I don't know. But like, but even when she stabbed the CEO guy in the back, we didn't see that. And then when she what was the other kill I'm thinking of?
Kurt
in the elevator, we didn't see that. You just saw this, the stab. So
yeah.
I kind of wish that she would have been able to kill the 2 other team members, because that explosion just seemed like a diversion and not I'm gonna get y'all out of here. Because she killed everybody else.
Yeah.
So I was just like, that. I'm just like, Megan, you too advanced technology to not. You can turn around, sis, and see that the motherfucker's still alive.
She had a goal in mind though, so I feel like that's what she was trying to do.
She wanted to get out. Or maybe they're gonna be in the sequel. Like they could play a part in the sequel.
I would hope they do bring them back.
But I feel like if she would have tried to kill them, it would have been a lot. It could have been like it could
have been a bigger explosion to where we can see something. But then we see at the end she just like the flammable and it like a little explosion that happened to where it knocked them out, and we saw that they survived at the end.
Yeah.
If they would have died, I would have just been like, okay. But if they come back in a second, that'll be dope.
Yeah. But of course, the question that we here to ask and to answer, was it good though?
Yes. I would say yes. It was a fun movie. I was laughing the entire time the first time I watched this. I don't understand how y'all weren't laughing, but it's okay.
It had funny moments. I wasn't busting the gut like you was though.
Yeah, I was in tears. I was just like, this should not be this funny. But
yeah, no, it was definitely good. I enjoyed it a lot. Like Jesse, it was fun, but it was it drew me in with the trailer, which we talked about the dance scene while I was there. That's probably what it was, to get people to see it, because I could see people being like, "Oh, this is a Chucky knockoff," you know what I'm saying? So, but it was good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm looking forward to 2 because they left some things open with this one that could play into the second one, like the guy stealing the files and everything like that, and then just different things. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm invested now.
Right. What about you, Jason?
Yes, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Because I seen it in theaters. I'm glad it met my expectation. Link of Thrones.
It was a lot better than my expectations, for sure. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much.
I'm glad you did. Link of Thrones, who y'all got?
I'm gonna go first. It's been a while. So I am going to choose Katie. Violet McGraw. She was in The Haunting of Hill House, which is a Netflix series.
Okay.
Really good. The first season was definitely a lot better than the second, but within those 2 series, y'all will see a familiar face if y'all seen it, which is Love from the series You. That crazy hoe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in those little Netflix series, a lot of them Netflix series and whatnot. Kris, you got next?
Yeah, so my Link of Thrones is gonna be Ronnie Ching. He played David, and he was actually in Shang-Chi. Legend of the Ten Rings. So we talk about Marvel all the time. I don't know if everybody checked it out, but definitely check that out.
Who was he in there?
John.
Who?
John. Just he's in the movie.
Oh, the guy that was helping him in the fighting ring.
Yeah, sure.
Kris don't know. That's crazy.
He in the movie. What you mean? I expect you to ask questions. Just trust me. Just trust me. He in the movie.
Man, this guy here, man. I'm a ride with. Oh no, I'm a ride with Miss Celia. This is the neighbor. She was in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, confession. I've never watched the full Lord of the Rings movie all the way through. None of them.
You should. She's in all of them.
Interesting. Wasn't she in The Watcher?
The Watcher?
Yeah. Wasn't she the neighbor?
Nah, that's not her.
Damn.
She looked like her though. Nah, that's not her. She's in the Cowboy Bebop movie, but nah, that's not her.
Okay. Wait, time out. There's a Cowboy Bebop movie? Like live action?
On Netflix, yeah. I didn't watch it. I'm just looking through IMDb.
Yeah, I'm about to watch this.
I heard it sucked, so.
But gee, thanks, Jason.
I mean, I could have not said nothing. You could have been like, "Hey, man, it sucked, Jason. You gonna blame me for that?"
So
he's also in Godzilla vs. Kong and Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, Crazy Rich Asians. I haven't seen that, but Godzilla vs. Kong.
Did y'all have any agree to disagree topics?
I want to know what happened with this Mortal Kombat game.
That's not... So that's a no. We don't have an agree to disagree.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, okay. So the final score when me and Jason first played back in February, it was 5-4.
Ooh.
So it was close. It was close, and a lot of the fights were very close to where I only needed one more hit on Jason to kill him, but he was able to outmaneuver me and then win the fight. So it was a situation.
I'm gonna say
I mean, we played since then, so
bullshit. That's bullshit. Because they would let it. It's something about the when she used a person with a hammer for some reason. Like it's hard to block, and I couldn't.
But I was able to kill you with the Joker.
He had a hammer.
Did he? I thought he had a gun.
He had a hammer, a mallet, and a knife. Yes, he had a whole mallet.
But I killed you with somebody else too. Every
time anybody you had with like a hammer I would get my butt dusted.
I killed you with Sub-Zero as well. Sub-Zero does not have a hammer in Mortal Kombat.
You got me in Sub-Zero too. I think I had Liu Kang.
Yeah, but that was the first time we played. That was the score. It was 5-4. And Jason had 5 wins. So it wasn't I just completely slaughtered, like none of that shit. It was very close.
My wins they weren't close at all. Her wins was close, but my wins were not close. Oh. My wins that was definitive. It was like, yeah, she got washed. Then she got a fatality.
It was.
We'll talk about the other sessions I had after that.
Right.
I can see this coming.
But I will say, Jazz is a formidable person on the game. Mortal Kombat is one of those cross-compatible games, so you can play it with the person on Xbox, the person with PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3. Nice. So it's dope they allow that to be used.
So if anybody want to get on the MK11, hit me up. Yeah. I'm taking,
Jesse, I'm accepting all challenges.
Yo, and look, I'm not gonna lie. Ever since when me and Jason played last month, every day I was on MK for an hour. Because before we even fought, I hadn't been on the game for like a couple of months.
Yeah.
She said a couple of months. It's been years on my side. I don't want to hear that.
Yo,
Kris, this how crazy. I had to go to I went to my PlayStation 4. I'm like, I don't have this game on PlayStation 5. When I played the first, I said it's gonna take 24 hours to download. I was like, nah, we not doing that. Let me look this up to see if it work on PlayStation 5. I'm like, oh yes, I can play it on there. So yeah, I got it on there. I think the next, I still haven't, but I want to purchase Harry Potter. I haven't bought that game. I'm thinking about buying that.
Yeah, that had some controversy when that dropped last month.
I heard a lot of positive things.
No, the game is it was outside of the game, like because J.K. Rowling's, her beliefs and stuff.
Her views.
Rocking, yeah. So, but the game is fire.
I mean, but the people, but the people, even within the series, the actors are speaking out against her. So I mean, what y'all want to kill Harry Potter all together now? Like, come on now.
Yeah, nah.
If somebody was to come out and be like, so we about to kill Thrones, I'm like, I don't know what the hell y'all about to do, but I ain't about to kill shit.
You know that GIF Sandra Bullock Jazz always be using? Like you can't see.
Bird box.
Yeah, I ain't seen nothing. That's gonna be Jazz.
Yeah. I'm not into Harry Potter like a few folks, but I know fandom and certain areas on my fandom is like.
They're talking about bringing it back, doing a series
of what? Lord
Harry Potter.
It's gonna make money.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So. Yeah, so it'll be hard. It'll be hard. I know that the dude Daniel, they had him picked prior to, so it was completely a little bit different with him. So them picking a new person would be interesting and see how they do that.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. But was there anything else that y'all wanted to add for this episode?
Yeah, I just wanted to laugh at Jason's realization of who Jimbo was. Like it was Get Out. Remember at the beginning?
Yeah, man. I was like, I know it faced from something. It looked. I mean, shit. I was like, what I think it was from.
I knew right away as soon as I saw the trailer. I remember that crazy chick.
And I'm surprised nobody picked her.
I was about to. It was another movie, but it was like that's not the movie I was thinking of. I was like, damn, that's the movie too. Like, but it wasn't the right doggone movie. Something else.
All right.
But yeah, you want to close us out, Kris?
Yeah. No, I was just looking at her some of her acting credits. That's kind of dope. Yeah, episode 42 did good. M3gan, it was good. Thanks everybody for the continued support. The likes and subscribers, all of that, we appreciate it. Following the IG page, if you don't have it by now, it's going to be in the links, in the bios, and all that good stuff. Just hit us up. Our Discord community, we be interactive with you guys, and giveaways. Well, we're not gonna keep doing that, so we get on that. But yeah, just
I was gonna say we got our winner for that. Shout out to
I just don't want people to think we gonna keep doing giveaways, but shout out to our winner. But it's like catch myself. But yeah, thank you guys. This was fun. This is real. Megan, it was good. And 42. We out.
Gang, getting closer to 50, aka Queen and Slim.
Yes, sir.
What happened to Scream? What happened to Scream 3? Like, why wouldn't it be 50?
Ooh. What you got to say, Kris?
Maybe a poll.
That's a crazy poll.
Nobody picking Scream 3, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna just tell you right now, I'm gonna rig the poll and we're doing Queen and Slim, but for the sake of fairness.
I don't understand why we just can't do both. That'll just be like straight chaos. Because I'm fighting for my life for that Scream 3 one. The entire episode, I'll be fighting for my life. So
we would have to structure that one a little bit different. We have to structure the episode a little bit different.
I'm definitely lead. Well, maybe lead. I don't know. I'd be biased. We'll see.
We just have to we just have to structure that one different because we getting that. It'll be so.
All right.
It'll be interesting.
We'll see. Y'all stay tuned. Deuces.